Good morning, YouTube. It is the 6th or 7th today. I lose track of time because of having kids. Everything kind of merges into one. I dropped Lil off at nursery this morning. She was really excited. Saw her friends, give them big cuddles. One of her little friends isn't there today, so it's like her best friend, so she's a little bit sad. But she'll be back on Monday. So yeah, it's good. We did the drop off. We actually managed to get up in time. One of the mummy friend I saw yesterday is Lil's nursery worker, and she was I walked in this morning. She was like, "Oh, you made it then. You got her up in time." I was like, I literally had to drag her out of bed this morning because she had another really bad night. So both kids were up until midnight. Charlie was whining about something. I don't know what was wrong with him last night, but he was unhappy. And then he woke up. Lil, who had just fallen asleep, had taken me and Matt like 2 hours to get her to sleep. So yeah, it was a bit of a hectic night. And then at some point in the night, Lil must have got into my bed because I woke up this morning and there she was. This is a very a daily occurrence these days. See, I don't care where they sleep as long as they sleep. Could be in our bed, could be in their bed, don't care. Just sleep. I think that's from being a parent of 2 now. There will be no more. Unless it's just a surprise baby, which we hope there isn't. We would love to have more kids. We'd love to have another 2. We do love babies, and we love our babies. But we physically just can't afford it, so we're very happy with the 2 we've got, especially since we didn't think we would have any at all. The story with Lilith, because I haven't actually gone into the story of Lilith, if you've read through my trying to conceive, then you would have seen I had polycystic ovaries. I only found out after 2 years of trying with Matt. We just assumed it would be like wham bam, thank you ma'am, and I'd be pregnant. I joined Baby and Bump, which is a massive baby forum, and spent most of my time on there. It was very hard not trying to work out what was wrong. We went through all the fertility testing and everything like that. Thankfully Matt was all okay, and I knew in my gut that it was me. You know when you've got that gut feeling, I just knew it was me. And then they started me on Clomid, and I was going to give up after the second cycle because I felt like I was going a bit nuts on Clomid. That's the problem with these kind of drugs. And we decided to try one more time. So we did the first cycle of Clomid, and that was the same time that I got offered a job at Matt's work. So I just thought, I'll concentrate on working, we'll take a break. It's been 2 years, the Clomid is driving me crazy, so we'll do one more cycle, and then we'll wait like 6 months, and then we'll think about more invasive stuff like IUI and IVF and that kind of stuff. So I did the first cycle of Clomid, didn't think any of it, didn't feel any different, went to the hospital, they said, oh, you didn't ovulate, and I was like, well, that's that then, we might as well just stop for a while, give ourselves like a little bit of breathing space. My necklaces are going crazy today. And then I got to the end of my cycle, and I was a week late, and because of polycystic ovaries, my polycystic ovaries anyway, I can have cycles from 30 days to, I think my longest one was 107. So I have no idea when I'm coming on my period. Even now, I have no idea when I'm coming on my period. So they told us to take a pregnancy test before you take Proven. Proven is to bring on a period, basically, before you think about taking the next cycle. Wow, my hair looks interesting today. So I thought, bugger it, I'll go and do a pregnancy test, and we'll see. It'll probably be negative because you know it doesn't happen that quickly for us. So Matt was upstairs in his office, now our bedroom, And I went and did a pregnancy test, and I sat there and I peed on it and I looked at it and just put it on the side, and then like finished wiping and all that stuff, and then I picked it up and I was like, oh my god, I could not stop shaking. I could see the second line. It was so dark and I was just like, what? Oh my god. Literally, all the thoughts go through your head like, what have we done? It's worked. Oh my god, we're going to have a baby. And then I ran upstairs and I was like, Matt. I was like, look. We were both crying. Super excited. Kind of hear Charlie in the background. He's just playing in the living room. And yeah. And then I thought we should go and get more pregnancy tests. So we went out down to my local Sainsbury's. On the way, we went past my mother's house because she only lives around about 15 minutes away from me. I'm coming, Charlie. And he's not happy now. 15 minutes away, and I ran up to her and I knocked on the door and I was like, I showed her the pregnancy test and I was like, shh. And she was like overjoyed. And then we told Matt's mum. She was so excited because it's the first grandbaby for both of them. Matt's an only child. I've got, how many of us? So there's 5 of us in total. So there's me, my younger brother who's 26. He is my only full sibling. And then I have 3 half siblings, but I consider them full siblings. So I've got another younger brother who's 17. God, that's gone quick. And I've got 2 sisters who are now 19 and 17. They've got the two 17-year-olds have 2 separate parents. So one's my dad and my stepmom, one's my mum and my stepdad. So people normally think they're twins, but they're not. So there's 5 of us in total. So 3 girls, 2 boys. So there is a lot of us. And so I let my brother know. He was at university at the time, down up in Norwich. I told Kim, my youngest brother, but I couldn't tell my sisters and I couldn't tell my father because at the time they'd gone to Australia for a month. So I had to keep quiet for a long time. We had lots of scans because of Clomid. They never tell you about this, but if you take Clomid, you can sometimes have an ectopic pregnancy. And I was like, wow, thanks for telling me. So I had lots of scans. I even had a scan at Vets from one of my friends. She's a veterinary nurse, and she scanned me. It was really funny because on the scan picture you can see it says like the vets that she works at, a veterinary nurse, at the Vets. So that's really funny. And then I also booked a private scan. I think we had like 5 scans with Lil at the beginning, and then we got to 12 weeks, and then we got to tell everyone. I told my dad when he got back from Australia, and he was really excited and told my sisters and my grandma and my stepmom and the rest of the family members. And then I had my 12-week scan, and then I told my mum's parents at dinner. But I was really nervous about telling them. I don't know why, because I was like 26 at the time and I was married and I owned my own house, and I was like, should I tell them I'm pregnant? But yeah, they were over the moon. And I have this group of friends that I've known since I was 11. They're called my girls. I might mention them in other videos because I do go and see them once every 6 weeks. And yeah, so I told them because we were supposed to meet up for dinner 2 days after my scan, but I wanted to tell them privately, so I told them. And then Lilith came. She was late. They thought I had to do the glucose test. It's a horrible drink. And I had really bad fainting during my pregnancy with Lilith. It was a really awful pregnancy. I had fainting, depression, vomiting. My blood pressure kept going up and down. Turns out I had a hole in the heart as a baby. And I had to spend some time in hospital when I was about 2-3 months old, my mum told me. I didn't realise, my mum was told that it would close up and seal up within a year, but when I was pregnant it really played havoc on my heart. I would like get palpitations and just faint. So I ended up in and out of hospital quite a lot, having blood tests done, being strapped to the monitor. When I was induced at 40 plus 5. No, it was 40 plus 3 I was induced. Because it was a COVID pregnancy, I had to be induced at 40 weeks. I found out now that you don't have to be. I had a pretty horrific birth with Lilith. It was a failed induction. I started going into labour naturally and I wanted to wait, but they were like, no, you have to come in. So I went in, I was already in labour. They broke my waters, which is the most painful thing I've ever had happen. And yeah, it was a really long labour, around about 2 days. I had 2 or 3 failed epidurals. She got stuck in the birth canal. They had to pull her out with forceps. I had my legs like this. And I was just shaking afterwards. And I just couldn't hold it. And they tried to give it to me. And I was like, I could not hold her because I was still in the operating theatre. I'd lost loads of blood. They were trying to stop the bleeding. So Matt held her. We brought her home. They let me out the same night at 11 o'clock. Charlie, I'm coming. And then she had colic and she didn't sleep. She still has issues sleeping now. But yeah, that is the story of Lilith. Because Charlie was such a complete surprise and he was a much nicer labour. So yeah, the second baby's a lot easier. And yeah, so that is the story of Lil. So I always feel like I guess I'm an infertility survivor, a conqueror, whatever you want to call it, but I still identify a lot with people with infertility because I know that feeling of hearing everyone give pregnancy announcements, planning the families, having babies and stuff, and then you're just stuck. You're just like waiting. You're just like, so what am I supposed to do? And I felt really bad for a long time because I was just like, what's wrong with us? Like, we had decent jobs, we own our own house, we were married. To me, marriage is important. So I wanted to be married before I had children, but you know, everybody does it differently. But that's just one of the beliefs I believe in, is to be married before you have children, so that we all have the same last name. And the rest of the day, I am not feeling amazing, and I don't think Charlie is either because he's got green snot. So we're probably going to stay in. Lil's probably going to be knackered from the first day of nursery. So I'm hoping she'll nap so I can nap too. I'm having really bad knee day today, and it seems to be both my knees, which is just awful. I've taken my cocodamol. Which is why sometimes my eyes look bloodshot. I'm on 30/500. It's the only thing that can help my knees. I've had physio, I've got insoles, I've had acupuncture. I'm redoing physio now on the NHS, so I just hope it helps. So yeah, I'm hoping to do a couple of candle videos. I think Charlie actually wants to go down for a nap because he's not used to getting up at like 7. Because we haven't been getting up to like 10 or 11 when we've been off. So I'm going to go put him down for a nap, and I will probably do, I'll show them my collection, and actually managed to take some pictures today. I'm wearing my beautiful necklace again by Cam Cam, and this is lovely. And Charlie loves it. I can hear Charlie trying to escape. So I'm going to go and sort him out and see what he wants to do. But yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.